Okay, we're back with probably the last bit of, or important bit of setting up a new server. Today we'll sort out adjusting the citizen tag automatically instead of having to type it in manually. For, if you might recall, in the previous one we changed it so that only citizen level 4 was able to mine and build. So while a new citizen stayed at level 5, they couldn't do anything. Just a quick update. We adjusted the portal area. When they leave the area around the portal, it used to turn them into survival mode so they could build, but we stuck this bit in here to make it so only once they reach CitizenStat 4. CitizenStat was one of the objectives we put into the new player at the start. So wherever we turn the game mode back to survival, we need to check to see that they've got CitizenStat 4. I don't know if I did the original one correctly, but you got to always remember that these two dots go before. If it doesn't have the two dots, it'll be 4 only. So you put the two dots for 4 or less. If you wanted it to be between 3 and 4 only, you'd put 3 dot dot 4. If you wanted it to be 4 or more, you put 4 dot dot. Okay, but we want it to be 4 or less. So that bit we added to our original changing of game mode when they left the portal area. We also had the tags. Notice how if they weren't an admin, it would change it, because admins won't be changed backwards and forwards. They'll always have the setting they want. We'll go over that shortly. So we did that. There's a grass block to make up my hole. Now you will want to add tags to players so that you can have control. If you have a look at my scoreboard, actually tags. Orphandy list. You see I have World Forger, Citizen and Admin. Citizen is one of the ones we added that everybody will have. You'll give the admin tag to somebody who you're going to give powers to, and World Forger you'll give to yourself so that you can use creative. I'll show you how that works. So this portal here will only allow admins to go into the admin center. Oops. I'll fix that up, we can view that from the other side. And only the World Forger can go through this portal. Let's see how that works. So here's the World Forger one. Actually, I've got Morphindy in there. You can put your name in there. So teleport Morphindy. And this one will teleport me back into the admin center. So I've changed that to admin. This one here will teleport admins back out to the portal center. See, tag equals admin. Make sure we always have the distance 2 or less in there. If you had no distance in there, you would be stuck. You'd have to disable command blocks to actually fix it, because anywhere you're on the map it would teleport you to that location, and you wouldn't be able to get back to wherever the command block was because it would be constantly teleporting you. So always remember to have that in. And this one on this side of the portal teleports admin. Should actually change that to World Forger, eh? And this one to World Forger, because these are the inside portals from the control room. And I'm pretty sure yes, I'm pretty sure this one here needs to be World Forger 2. Oh, it's got Morphin here, so that's alright. Okay, so that's how you can use tags. Of course, you can use tags to test anything. Now, what we wanted to do, I'll just change the scoreboard. Objectives, set display, sidebar to CitizenStat. See all these people on here. See the different statuses. The CitizenStat 5 is not able to build or mine. CitizenStat 4 and lower is. And you'll see that some have different levels. And mine's 0, obviously. Now, in the original setting, or the original video, I said you could work out how you wanted to do it. These were all typed in manually until I set up this button which I'm about to show you, and the timer which I'm about to show you. So you don't want to be on all the time and have to change everybody all the time. So you can have a button so that they actually have to wander around and explore and find the button to turn it on. And I've got that over here. Allow me to build and mine away from the spawn, pyramids and portals. Okay, to show you that working, let's change my scoreboard objective to what it would have been if I started. Sorry, yeah, my CitizenStat objective. It would have been 5 when I just started, which means I couldn't mine or build. Let's turn me back to game mode survival. Hope I don't get mobbed. No, I shouldn't in here because we've protected the spawn area. Now, you'll see I'm level 5. We come over here and we found where we can take control. I'll push that and it's made me level 4, but it didn't give me the little message. I have a little message that also works. Why didn't that work? Bear with me a moment while we see what's going on. I'll explain these in just a moment. I just want it to work first. Might have been too quick. These things always happen when you're actually trying to show somebody something, don't they? See, I've got it equals 4, no difference. Or no space, not 4 or less than or anything. Okay, let's ignore that for the moment. We can see that it's setting my CitizenStat to 4. It was. Probably because I'm being creative. There we go. Yep. So let's have a look at the code you need for the players to set it themselves by pushing the button. It's quite simple, really. It's that command block there. So scoreboard players set at P, so that's the closest player. If their score already equals CitizenStat 5, the reason you put 5.5 is because if someone that's at level 3 or 0 or whatever comes over here and pushes the button, you don't want it to change to level 4. Okay, so their citizen status is level 5, and you have the distance close where they're going to stand, so 5 or less. We set their citizen status to 4. And just copy this in. Again, I'm not really explaining the programming, I'm just giving ideas and usage. So, but simply it's scoreboard player set, and the objective and the number. This bit in blue here is the controls that you're using to pick who it is and what criteria they've got to meet. Okay, this second one here should have actually sent them a message. Same instruction that we used in the starter set, and we were choosing a citizen with scores 4 and a distance of 8, because this block was a little bit further away, but it isn't really, so we'll turn it back to 5. And the text message was, you will now be able to build and mine away from the spawn pyramid and portals, and it was going to be color green. Let's take out one of the restrictions and just make it any player within the distance. And also it's a chain because it's connected to the other one, and conditional. So only if the first command block was true, in other words, if they changed, then the condition would be yes, and then it would do this. Otherwise, if nothing happened, like if somebody was level 2, came over and pushed the button, nothing would happen, so it wouldn't give this message. That's what conditional will do. Normally they're set at unconditional, but we changed that to conditional. So let's see if we can get the message to work this time. So we need CitizenStat 5. Message still doesn't work. It's been broken. Okay, we may have come across a small anomaly that I have encountered before, where a command block loses its ability. There's also something wrong with the command block. See this red? The two, they need to have this bit between those two, and you've also got to have that bit there. Again, that's part of the programming. It's very finicky about those things. But we'll just test to see whether the command block itself is broken. It's kind of what I was going to say before. I've just copied that. We'll put a new command block there. Put the code back in. Chain. We'll make it unconditional now. And always active. So we push the button and it should do no matter what. It is not working. Okay. But that's not an important part of it today. The original command block that resets, or that sets their stat to 4 is what we wanted. That was important. This is not. So I will stop worrying about that, and we'll sort that out in another video, or you can work it out. It's really not that hard. You just make it conditional on the first one and have it say whatever you want, and you put in you're an idiot, Mark. I left scores in there. And brackets in the wrong place. I haven't had enough coffees today. Let's take all the conditions out. Last try and then we'll give it up. Okay. We won't display a message to let them know that they've pushed the button. We'll just let them know that they they'll know when they'll be able to build. What I've also done is made If you want to join this world and come and have a poke about, that would be fine. This will be a voting system that I will add later, where you can vote on parts of the world control. One of them is where the players want to be able to come and have a look at the world engine and the mechanics. Anyway, we've got our button to change our player stat to 4 so they can mine and build if they've done that. Now, I'll show you how to do the automated one so that you don't have to be on and they don't have to push the button. They just have to wait a certain amount of time. Not having a good day today, are we? Now to do this, you're going to have to add a new objective, and that objective is, hold on, I'll just to get it up. So yeah, we're going to have to add a new objective that tracks the players or time that they're on. Okay, and we're going to use one of the inbuilt controls. So we go, this is what we type in. Scoreboard, objectives, add. So the name is player timer, so we call it a player timer. And this yellow bit is the objective part. You can do this with all the built-in Minecraft objectives. So if you wanted to count how many times somebody jumped or died or got killed by a creeper, you would type in one of these objectives. So instead of dummy like we did with the others, it's actually a Minecraft custom play, and the objective itself is play 1 minute. Now this has no bearing on what the player sees if they have a look at their own time, so you can change this, you can do whatever you like to it, reset it to 0, but we'll just use it to automatically give them the ability to mine and build by setting their CitizenStat to level 4. And we give it the name player timer. So I think we need brackets around that. Yes. Okay. So usual scoreboard objective add, the name. Now this can't have any spaces, this is the objective name. The type of objective, which is the yellow bit, and the name we want to see on screen if we were doing it on screen. So I've already added it, so it's probably going to crack it, but let's change our scoreboard to see that. Set display, sidebar, player timer. That one's been reset a few times, otherwise it'd be something like 200,000. So now that that's there, I will show you the code that you will put in a command block. This is the command block here. So it's just one command block, which is repeat always active, and scoreboard player set at all scores equals player timer, the one we just set up, 8,000 ... 8,000. So not 7,999, not 9,000, not 4,000, but exactly 8,000. set their CitizenStat to 4. Easy. You wanna? Oh, we don't need to show you that in action, do we? So that will automatically set them at about 8 minutes, because 1000 is about a minute. See how fast it's ticking over? Now I've also added another one up here because I want to lower their score, their player stat again after they've been on for an hour, or 60,000. So I lower their stat to level 3 because we're using that for other games. Like the CitizenStat objective, we're using level 5 to 4 to make it whether they can mine and build or not. Citizens with a stat or a level of 3 will also have possibly some other ability later on. So you don't need to add that one if you don't want to, or you can. Like I said, we've started the citizen stats at 5 and we can count down to 0. I hope that was clear on how to automatically set the player stat so they don't have to push that button. So you can have either or both like I've got. So that was the starter objectives that we set up, which were just citizen stat and citizen player. Oh, okay, the new citizen one. You might see all those citizens there. The new citizen stat was when somebody first logged in, they get that status of 1. I'm using that to actually keep a record of who new citizens are. So I come in, I check the list, and other players can see a new citizen. And once I've written their name on the list, I change their status to, or I reset their status like this. Players, reset. Let's go Creeper Ninja. YT and his new citizen stat. So he's gone from the new citizen. That way, you can decide when they're not new citizens. You could add that to the timer if you wanted to, exactly the same way as we did the other. But I like to keep them up there so that I can put their name in a list so I know who's on or who's visited my server before I remove them. Let's put him back because I want to keep him there for a little bit. So I don't think he'll be back actually. If he does come back, then I'll remove him from the screen. But I want those ones to be left there for the moment because they only just popped in for a minute and then left. Okay, I think that basically, with all that set up, you've probably set up your server to be ready to be played, or with automatic controls. Please message me or text me or contact me somehow to get a question answered, or if I've not done this clear enough. I'm only new at doing YouTubes and streaming, so yeah, message me if you can give me some advice or you need some more clearer information. And as I said, this will be a voting area, so players will be able to vote whether they want the world to spawn phantoms, I'll click the button here for no, click the button for yes, and I will track the number of yeses and nos, and whichever one has the most, I will change the settings. The other one I've got is, do you want to be able to view the world engine area? That's that in there. Whether that makes gameplay funny or not, I don't know. Another one is, do you want creepers to be able to blocks? Yeah, it should be, do you want creepers to be able to destroy blocks? I was in a rush putting these in while I remembered what they were doing. So I'll probably be adding them shortly and doing a video on how to do that too. Able to destroy blocks. So creepers can actually blow up and do you damage, but not damage blocks. It's another one of those game rules that you can change. And another one is PvP preference. This one's currently, or we set it up so that there was PvP is on when you're not in the spawn or area, using the teams setting. And so we can actually change it just by taking out and changing those command blocks near the portals, and it's easy. So I'm going to get players to vote whether they want PvP only in special zones and mini games and arenas, or whether they want it how it is in all wild areas away from towns and cities, which is how we've got it now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll be interested in seeing how this is done, because we will actually use dummy players to count the number of votes for people. Just briefly, I'll cover the teams. We did set up teams for PvP and no PvP. Let's get away from the dying entities making a racket. Oh, that's the jail. Actually, I'll be covering that too, how to send players to jail, or how to give your admins the ability to send players to jail and put them and get them out of jail. Okay, teams. See, well, teams work the way teams work. But we set up a team for, can we do a teams list? Yes. Currently there are two teams, player versus player mode and player versus player mode off. And you'll see we also set the colors for them. That's why those are grey, and if we go outside the town area, our PvP should change. Oh, Orphan is not up there. You can see my name there, grey, white. So that all works good, and we covered that in a previous video. Thank you for watching. With what we've done so far, your server should be set up, protected, and ready to go to have multiple players jump in. Catch you next time. Bye.